It's your boy, Chuck Johnson, a.k.a. Thunder. Now, this is a video response to Anthony Brian Logan regarding about pessimism versus optimism in the black community. As me being a black person, I have to be honest, and I don't want to end up sugarcoating anything, but I will say that I have a slight amount of optimism for the black community, and this is regarding about changing the way they think. Because if you look at it today, the black community is, when it comes to every election now, you see that the black community constantly vote Democratic every single time. When I was growing up, all I knew was to vote Democrat and steer clear of the Republican Party, because supposedly the Republican Party is like a bunch of racists, which, come to find out, that turned out to be false. That turned out to be a farce. I've gotten to the one until prior to the 2012 presidential election. I've started to have my red pill moment. Now I agree with Anthony Brian Logan on stating the fact that that people would get offended if I don't supposedly agree with what agree with them. And the thing is that I did a recent video entitled "Just Because I'm Black, It Does Not Mean I Should Vote Only Democratic." Because literally and that is because the real reason being when I did that video is because I get a lot of flack from the pro-blacks and even some of the white snowflakes, because I post and share conservative content. But my thing is this, in the black community, yes, we always the sad part is this, we have been very reluctant on relying on groupthink and confirmation bias, as opposed to learning how to think for ourselves. We want to feel like we always got to vote Democratic based on victimhood, as opposed to learning how to take responsibility and learning how to think freely, learning how to be self-sufficient. That's our problem. We only want to value somebody else's opinion when their opinion is, we would take somebody's opinion as factual, and we don't go for looking at. We rather look after government as opposed to look after ourselves. That's another problem. And it goes on with this. It goes on by this. In the black community, we like to we like to always preach on diversity and a plethora of other issues. We always talk about reparations when you know when neither one of us were ever slaves to begin with. That's living right now. We've been called, black conservatives like myself. We always ended up being called coons, Uncle Toms, or what have you. And that's a problem because I even said this time and time again that freedom of thought is non-existent in the black community, which that's where my pessimism is really at. You know, I'm so pessimistic because in the black community we don't want to accept freedom of thought. We think, you know, we rather take, we there are people who want to take opinion as facts, especially since many of us rely on mainstream media, particularly Chlamydia News Network and MSHIV, all the time. And, we like to be many of us like to be politically correct. That's something I don't like. I mean, and even for me growing up in the hood, you know, you know, like I said before, I was raised by a single mother. I mean, I did speak with my father. My father and I did get along before he passed on. But it was my mother who raised me. And the thing is this: we could change getting, like what ABL stated. We could change the status quo. We don't have to live like uh, people who's been we could reduce crime in our community. We could reduce out of wedlock births in our community. I mean, and we could also reduce fatherless homes in our community. You know, I do believe there is a chance of us doing better, but at the same time, I guess I have to be pessimistic on it. You know, don't expect me to be, to guarantee my optimism about it. I mean, that's literally it. I mean, but at the same time, I do feel that African Americans as a whole can do better. I mean, I do feel that liberalism has damaged the black community. And I've said this time and time again. So, that's literally it. Those are my thoughts of optimism versus pessimism. This is my video response to Anthony Byron Logan on this particular issue. As of now, this is Chuck Johnson, a.k.a. Kid Thunder. I'm out.